Hi heaven ho, this is LIS, and today I will be discussing the good old gem Adventure Quest Worlds, alongside giving my views on both the good and the bad of it. Adventure Quest Worlds is a browser MMO-lite game where you play as an adventurer wandering the myriad of landscapes, fighting groups of enemies and bosses for sweet loot and classes, with which gives you a good motivation to fight for more classes and loot. In this game, you choose between two sexes, boy and girl. Pretty basic. Now you get to choose between three classes, the warrior, the rogue, and the mage. Do take note that the road ahead once you begin your journey may be daunting and even intimidating as the grind to higher levels gets slower and tedious. And to be honest, I agree and know that it gets insanely dull and boring, most especially in getting to levels 60 plus. But don't let this setback get in the way on what you want to experience in the game, which is the grind for loot and classes. In my opinion, being max level does not matter. Why? Because judging by the current level cap, which is 90, the ideal level where players can deal with them decently in PvP is at 70 minimum and 80 maximum, since at some point the stat difference is not that big enough to justify the neediness to level up further, since it is a maximum of 20% damage advantage if level 70 and a maximum of 10% damage advantage if level 80. If you are previously at level cap 85, the difference is honestly just 5% at best, assuming you have the farm classes and not the normal ones like the 3 starter classes. Should the level cap raise, it may not be your fault that you have lost all enthusiasm and humility in grinding for level, as the devs need to come up with a more fun and efficient farm. Dark Mockery farm. Yeah. Now let me tell you the best attraction of the game, which is in my opinion the triumvirate of classic light fun. Direct farm progress, no unfair RNG bulldoodoo, original art style which shows passion and care in the developer's side, and fashion, which is the true endgame in Warframe. Not really. To detail it further, I will tell you the good and the bad in these 3 qualities of the game's best attraction. Majority of the cool looking items are just directly farmable. No RNG strings attached. The strong classes are not at all purely locked in RNG, which is a godsend in my opinion. Example classes of that are Blazebinder, Arc Paladin, Chromancer, etc. PvP is more casual than it is competitive. There is a server called Galanoth where it usually has players in there use only the basic classes like Warrior, Rogue, Mage, Ninja, Dragonslayer, etc. for a purely fair fight. Yep, no Void High Lords here. PvE is also more casual than it is competitive, as the only real challenge to it is bigger health bosses, and that is due to the game engine's limitations. There are some bosses like Chaos Altion and Ledgermane that show some semblance of mechanics, but it is not engaging enough to be a fun boss fight in nowadays standards. Free adventure coins are given every so often to incentivize the dedicated players as well as newbies via promo events and loyalty badges. I discourage you on spamming the surveys, as some of them, mainly the high adventure coins giving ones, may be manipulative, as they ask you for personal information, like your phone number. Community is positive and inviting, regardless of the game's flaws. There are a lot of YouTubers that mainly cover this game as their content, which shows how much they love the game, most especially how they love helping you progress through the game. There are guilds that can also help you in your grind. No endgame. In my opinion, there is no endgame, which means this game is the type of game where you make your own fun, also known as your own endgame. Your own choices, your own goals, and your own world to explore, as there is a myriad of areas to go to, outdated and out of relevance due to nowadays gaming standards. To make it short, the game is definitely niche, as the game's limitations can turn off most, but can definitely charm the few that appreciates it. Not hardcore compatible, due to the game's limitations where the gameplay is just a few buttons, which can get repetitive easily. The game cannot cater to hardcore players that demand a higher quality gameplay with deep mechanics. So I'm sorry, hardcore audience, but this game is not for you. the game still holds on its own in my opinion to be a good MMO-lite gem that you won't play due to nowadays gaming standards. The game may have its issues, but if you like the game's compelling art style and don't mind the intimidating grind more so fit your idea of fun to slowly but surely meet your ultimate goal of being the most cool looking character alongside being super powerful, then by all means go right ahead and enjoy the game. Alright, these are my views on why Adventure Quest Worlds in my opinion is a good MMO-lite gem people won't play. If you like what you see, please leave a like and join the High Heaven Hunters by subscribing. See you later and stay up. In my opinion, being max level does not matter. Why? Because judging by the current level cap, which is 90, the ideal level where players can okay, second attempt next. PvE is also more casual than it is competitive, as the only real challenge to it is bigger health bosses, and that is due to the game's engines. Great grammar, am I right? Free adventure coins are given every so often to incentivize the dedicated players as well as newbies via promo events and loyalty badges. It sounds so weak with the voice. What the